Well, friends, you're tuned in again. Today we have a problem here with a Dyson V7, but it doesn't matter whether it's a V8, V10, V11, or V12. The underlying brush technology used here is the same. Now, if I go ahead and turn on the vacuum cleaner right now, you will see that the brush doesn't spin at all. Honestly, you really can't expect to work with it like that. And what could be causing that, I'll show you today in this video. So I actually bought this on classified ads. I've already worked on it a bit roughly here with my tool. Although now it opens very easily because I just put my hand here, right and left, and twist it once around. And then I've basically already got it out. I don't even need to use my tools for that yet. Maybe that's also because it's already worn out here. But if it does end up being difficult to open, we can also use the back of the spoon for part of it, go in there, and then twist it around. That will work just the same. First, let's pull out the vest here. Now we have the motor in here. Right here we have the motor. And if you look up here, you can see the pins located inside. Here are two specific pins for the power supply to the motor below. This is a good tool. Here, I'll make sure to link it for you down in the video description below. This is a T8 now. Yes, that fits. Then we'll use the T8 screwdriver on it and open it up first. Alright, now let's open these two here as well. 1 and then 2. See how the bright yellow arrow points way up, up and up. Just like this. And now let's take a look. Now. Alright, let's open these two boxes here as well. Because right here, if you take a close look inside, you can see there's a cable in there. We really need to be careful now. Be careful not to mess up the cable connection over there. Alright, now you can finally get right to it. It works perfectly now. So we'll just pull it straight up now. We don't need this for now. It could be that there's a broken cable here. Let's see if the motor at least does something, if it turns a little. I'm doing this now because the original owner mentioned, or rather the seller said that it only functions properly at a certain angle. I thought maybe there's a broken internal cable somewhere in here. But as it turns out, there actually isn't one to be found. Now I'm assuming there's a broken cable somewhere here, so now I'll take a look at the path of the cable. There's another screw all the way at the bottom here. There's also one in the middle. Let's turn this around. You can see here, this is the turning motion. As you can hear the cable here, and you can associate that here with the cable brake. Now I'll just pull the cable out a bit here. We'll carefully reinstall it properly later. First, let's remove it from here. Here we have a certain kind of pull force coupling inside. One, two. Let's leave it like this so we remember how it goes back together. Alright, away with it. There's another one underneath here. Of course, from a warranty perspective, this is void. If you decide to take this thing apart, that's definitely not good. I'll take this one out already. There it is. Careful, I didn't need it, but everything's fine. It's probably easier if you take the jaws apart first. You can't tell. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. The cable doesn't go any further here. So the cable has now torn off at the pin here. Oh, how does this turn on now? The surgical pin is located right up here. Here in the joint, it is clearly bent. Here too, by the way. Oh, the red one as well. You can also see it here at the red spot. It's coming off here too. Otherwise, the cable is completely intact here. Let's take it out. Alright then, so what we're going to do now is carefully pull the cable away to the side of the unit. Is that maybe enough already? No. We have to make sure that the black cable is at the bottom and this one is at the top, so that it comes out down here. The pull, you know, that's just how it is. That is exactly how the entire process consistently works in this situation. There we go. Okay, that is looking perfect, and we have the black cable successfully connected now. And then we'll do the red cable as well. That's something like this here. Now we've got both cables ready to go. The black one is also broken here, even in several places. That one now has to be soldered on here. That's what makes it fun. I wanted to cut through this here as well. That should be enough. So there's a heat shrink sleeve on it. Of course, it's going to be difficult now to wrap it back up here. Alright. Once. Twice now, just for fun. Let's connect the vacuum cleaner and see if something moves up here at the front. If this moves. Now I have to turn this part right here, then it should work. Insert it one time and hold it firmly in place. Perfect. So now let's put the whole thing back together. Of course, you could also put this back in as well in just a brief moment. Of course, the most wonderful part is that it came out again. So, exactly as expected. Now we've got it. Now we can push this back up. Or maybe we even have to push it further up. Ah, it seems to be working now. I think it doesn't work anymore. Come on now. Now we've got it. So now only the cables need to be redone, that's just how it is. Yeah, now the cables go back in. It's just that when it's taken apart, it's always faster than putting it back together. That's just the way it is. I'll lift this up now. So make sure to plug the power cable in properly as well. Otherwise, this simply won't work. Yeah, come on. Now we've got it in. Now we just have to tuck the rest of the cable in here. It's already a bit too long here, this whole cable business. But I'll try to make it work here. There, very nice. Honestly, I think this component right here actually just makes it far more likely that we'll eventually end up with broken cables. Because that's what this thing does. By bending it, it damages the cable here. Because it's exactly at that spot, and since it's a pain to get it in anyway, I'm just going to leave it out now. And hope that everything fits. But that's why we're trying it out. So now, first we need this here. This is it right here. It was like this here. Wait, what exactly is going on here right now? That was definitely over there as well. You have to press down on it a bit more like this here now. Exactly. So then, I suppose this thing slips perfectly right into this spot here. Yeah, damn, it really does. So, the little screws here. It is not quite snapped in here yet now. Just give it a firm click. Yeah, once again, right there. Before we securely screw this entire component together completely, I have to carefully push it up just a little bit further because now right here, the cable is going to be placed in here. Exactly like this. So this is now the bottom part. We have to look very closely at it. That's the bottom, which you can clearly tell by the scratches. So we'll leave that right at the bottom, and the cable has to be inserted at least halfway into here. This is a bit tricky to do now, but I'll just leave it like this for now. And now this has to go here because it has a hook, and the hook has to go in there as well, like this. But we also have to make sure that the cable right here doesn't get pinched, but instead it actually runs through the inside here. So it's not caught on anything. If we just push it back in, then that's not good yet. We've made a mistake. The cable has to stick out up here. This still isn't right, so we have to open it up again and take it out once more. It's still not correct. So I have to be very careful and precise now to thread it through this section here, making sure that it's sitting right on top in this specific way. Because this is a really tricky spot here. It has to come out here, simultaneously going into the cable. Naturally that must go in too. So this is difficult. So now do we have it now? We do not have it just yet. So this ought to work for us now. This is that thing again where you end up struggling. So now we'll carefully screw this firmly into its place. I actually tried it differently too, but no chance. No way. So now it's fixed. Now it can't come out anymore. Now we'll secure the side panels here as well. This order of assembly and disassembly is always a bit tricky. Alright, now we've got this in here from right to left, and now the cables are neatly laid out. Now that we've come out here, I think this metal cable clamp needs to go in. I think it goes in just like this, right there. And then this thing was in here. It was in this way around it was in... Exactly, so, and now because of all of this constant twisting and turning back and forth as we move it, that is also a vulnerable spot in the material that will eventually break once again right here in this area, but it is just part of the process. It's alright. Now the only thing I find a bit annoying here is that the cable now goes over the top here. That's not right. You actually have to run it underneath. That's the question now, right? You can't actually run it underneath at all. Huh? How is that supposed to work now? This is all still really complicated right now. Now put this thing over here like this. Now it fits. Exactly. Now it's actually much better too, because then the cable comes in straight up from underneath. So now we'll definitely just go ahead and do it this way around instead. Slowly go once all the way around, and then carefully do it twice around. Then it goes down here. Next case. It's really not easy here. Now both of them are here again. The black one has to go all the way through here first. Let's put the red one aside for a moment. Okay, and then that one goes along with it as well. But to be honest, it's incredibly challenging to lay this out here. So now we've got everything sorted out right here. So along here, over here, and then it continues there. But first, just to be safe, we'll put this thing on here. Keep the cover on, because otherwise it will just end up flying all over the place again. So right in here. Let it snap back in. Alright, that's done. Now let's carefully flip the whole thing over. Be very cautious with the motor. Now we'll start securing the screws one by one right into here. First, I'll start down here with one, so probably the other small one goes here. Hopefully that'll fit too, alright? Well, let's see. We'll find out. Alright. Is the gasket inside here as well? Okay, the gasket is inside, so now we can continue routing this here. Let's take the black one first, since that one comes from right underneath first. Alright. Yeah, that's not easy. It's really not easy at all. I need to bring every single piece together right now. Perhaps this approach will be significantly better than before. Jamming each individual thing in there. So, I'd say that fits perfectly now. Now this one goes right over here. Wait, is that supposed to sit wrong? It's supposed to hook in up here. That's right, it clips in here. Whatever, let's do something else now. I'll clip this thing in first. It's annoying because of the cables again, but this goes in here. Okay, and now let's clip this piece in first, so it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. So, when we look at this entire situation we are looking at, I'm now going to explain the details to you right here in this moment. Now, looking at this thing, at this point we have to hold it like this and just hope we can still get it in with this whole thing anyway. Right now, get down on the ground immediately. Stay where you are and do not move. Alright. This is a struggle. So now we first have to hook the motor into this plastic bowl, and then carefully place the entire thing into the clear, transparent casing. Then it will work, and we won't have to struggle. Okay. Very nice. Now we'll put the screws in everywhere first, so once here. One. Two. It's already good that we don't have any screws left over. Now we just have to carefully place the cover back on top of here. So it was just hooked in here. You have to know that too. And over here, just pushed in, basically. I could do it so that here it just snaps in. Now that it is in, give it a quick snap, and now just close it back up one more time. First we just snap it together like so, and then we snap it right in here. This part is now the actual brush assembly we're working with, so we'll go ahead and close this up again and see if it fits perfectly into place as it should. Now the bristle parts still need to go on, but first I have to check if the brush rotates. I have to check that first. This works perfectly and wonderfully. Now we will put the jaws back on the side. Right and left. That's enough. Let's just see if we can vacuum this up. Hold the tablecloth tightly. They're already completely filthy by now anyway. It's actually pretty difficult, especially the assembly when it comes to putting it together, but nothing is impossible. So everything works, you just have to stay a bit focused on the whole thing. I left this one part out right away because I think that this here is responsible for the cable breaking, but in my own personal opinion, if the cable has quite a bit more slack, is positioned in a much larger radius and can move around a lot better, it's definitely better than if it's pulled way too tight. Of course, if it's too tight, you'll certainly get a lot more cable breaks happening. That's exactly why I think I'll try it out right now, but I really think it will work out fine. It won't be a problem at all. The cables are very thin and delicate, so when reassembling everything, I also have to pause the video and look back at it once again. Because I simply just forgot, but that's exactly why we're making this entire video. So okay, we have to put it back together. Yes, in any case, thank you all so very much for watching. I've linked all the materials for the video in the video description below. See you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.